You know those albums that just feel like a rainy day, where music wraps around you like a fog and every note drips with melancholy and beauty? That's exactly what Gothic metal band Novembre's Words of Indigo feels like. It's atmospheric, dark, emotional, and hauntingly beautiful. The kind of album that pulls you into its world and doesn't let go. Today I'm talking about Words of Indigo, the long-awaited return from Italian Gothic death doom metal veterans Novembre, released on November 7th, 2025 through Peaceville Records. Let's dive into this gloomy yet gorgeous journey of sound. The album has 11 tracks with 2 instrumentals and it's about an hour long. Let me give you a quick history. The band was formed in Rome, Italy in 1990. The original name of the band was Katatonia. And they were started by 2 brothers, Giuseppe and Carmelo Orlando. The band has changed their sound over the years. They started out as a death metal band. They moved into death doom, and now at this point, they're this weird hybrid of progressive, gothic, death doom. I would say a good comparison would be a band like Katatonia or even Amorphis. I discovered this band about a year ago. I was doing a series called Discovering Metal Bands from Other Countries, and I did a few videos on bands from Italy. This was one of the bands that was recommended to me. The only album I listened to was Ursa from 2016, and I remember that had a similar sound to this one, more or less. This band also likes to take time between albums. There is a 9-year gap between albums, and they also wanted to put this album out this year to celebrate their 35th anniversary. So, enough history. Let me get into the album. The album opens with Sun Magenta. The song's about 7.5 minutes. Most of the songs in this album are about in the 6 or 7 minute range. A very slow building atmospheric song. The main melody comes in about after 1.5 minutes. The sound is very dense. There are mostly clean vocals used, but this band also uses harsh vocals at times. I thought the drumming really stands out as the beats are very complex. The first part of the song is very melodic. The second half of the song has elements of death metal and black metal, including death growls. The next track is called Statua. This one has a darker tone and death growls are heard right in the first verse. The drumming is still very complex and the song has lots of melody. The song also goes in an atmospheric black metal direction, and there are also some heavy guitar riffs, although you have to listen closely as they are mixed a little low. This band likes to use many layers of sound, so there's always a lot going on when you listen to the music. There are also many changes, including a softer piano part towards the end of the song. Next is Neptunian Hearts. This was one of the singles. It has a music video. It sounds like a cross between atmospheric black metal and death doom. There's a mix of clean, harsh vocals. The music video shows the band playing the song with scenes of a man and woman in the forest. The video is probably open to interpretation. The story is not really easy to follow, or at least for me it wasn't. It shows people being tied up in blue string, which probably represents something. The song was one of the better ones. It had many different changes. Some parts were more melodic. Other parts of the song sounded more like black metal. This was probably one of the more extreme songs on the album. Next song is called House of Rain. This has some female vocals by a singer named Anne-Marie Edverson. There's a lyric video for this one. I liked it a lot. I thought it was one of the more memorable ones. It's also one of the more atmospheric and lighter songs on the album. The song's a duet with the male and female vocals. Now, I'm about halfway through the album. Next track is called Brontide. Another atmospheric and melodic song. It's also one of the songs that's a little lighter than some of the others. The song features some complex drumming and awesome melodic lead guitar playing. There's also some black metal in the song towards the end of it. Then next is the first of 2 instrumentals. It's called Intervallo. It's only 1 minute and 15 seconds. It's classical acoustic guitar. It leads into the next song, which is called Your Holocene. This one has a lyric video. It sounded more like an upbeat rock song with mostly clean vocals. It has one of the catchier and more melodic songs. And the next song has a name in Italian. It's called Quisea de Lava. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct. This one sounds very gothic. I guess that's the only word I can use to describe it. Song has some clean guitars and a heavy bass guitar sound. The song is pretty cool. It has a few tempo changes and a few touches of black metal and death metal. Next is another instrumental called the Hypernote. It's a longer one, close to 7 minutes long. It has this 80s like horror synth. It sounds pretty cool. It sounded more like melodic death metal, and it's kind of different. This one's pretty cool. It had that creepy haunted house kind of vibe and some cool lead guitar work. The ending of the song was also pretty intense. The second to last song is called Post Poetic. Sounds more like melodic doom metal. It kind of reminded me of Paradise Lost, or at least the first part of the song did. The song is a mix of clean vocals and some death growls. Then there's also this very trippy and dreamy psychedelic interlude that was pretty cool. The last song on the album is called Onde, and it's only 2.5 minutes long. A very dreamy and trippy type of song. It has this radio static and has some clean vocals, so pretty cool way to end the album. In conclusion, one of those albums you have to be in the mood for. For example, my previous review was a new album by Agnostic Front, and I said that was a great album to listen to while you're doing some type of physical activity or working around the house. Well, this is the exact opposite. I think it's the type of album where you just want to lie in your bed, put on some headphones and listen to all the different complex sounds that are going on. Just get lost in the melody. It's kind of a gloomy type of album, one you might want to listen to on a rainy day. So it might not be for everyone. I haven't listened to this band a lot. I want to see what some of their other albums sound like, and I feel this one is going in more of a black metal direction as opposed to being death doom. But that's just me. I thought it was more like that atmospheric black metal similar to a band like Agalloch. But again, that's just me. I've only listened to one other album from them. If I remember correctly, I think it even sounded a little different than this one, and that one was called Ursa from 2016. But I think it's a decent album for what it is. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. My only negative is that it feels a little long. I think they could have trimmed it a little bit. So there are times when I feel it drags a little bit, but that's not really a big negative. So that is all. Let me know if you're a fan of this band. What do you think of this album? How does it compare to their other stuff? And check out my video of bands from Italy where I do a short review of the previous album called Ursa. I will stick that right there. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Please give the video a like. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you have not already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.